ourselves free, turn our dreams into reality. There's a reason we can never let it end. We're not stopping now.
So we are in Seoul. We're leaving from the airport in a few hours. This is our last day of our 4 years of almost non-stop travel. So we thought it'd be fun to answer some questions, kind of just some random questions about our travels. So let's do it as a group. Mom, want to read off the questions?
Yep, so what was the worst hotel or apartment we stayed in? And why was it the worst?
I have 3 that kind of stood out for me. So the first one was Casablanca, and then the 2 expensive places where we had to find something that was not expensive at all, so Singapore and Hong Kong. We did a quick little stop in Hong Kong just to say we've been in China, even if we couldn't go to the rest of China. And it was called the Chongqing Mansions. It was like a fine apartment, but the beds were slightly bigger than single beds, but they were advertised as double beds. Double queen-size beds, sub 2. There was poop in the hallway.
Yeah, we woke up on the day we left. We woke up and we went down the back, not the main hallway, but down the back fire escape stairs, and somebody had taken a big mushy turd.
No, big. It was awful. It was like this big. There were brown streaks down the wall and a bunch of toilet paper. We'll not bore you with that too much.
Singapore, we found a hostel that had enough beds in one room for all of us to sleep in, and it came with its own private bathroom. When we look at hostels, we tend to get the family room. For that reason, it's just us in the room, and then we have a bathroom. But this particular room was pretty condensed, pretty small. I think it was 2 double bunk beds, but touching together. So it was basically a wall of mattresses, double, one on top of the other, and then...
It was double, single, double, single.
The bathroom was really tiny and tight as well. And the sink, instead of the sink draining through a pipe, so the water would just come straight out onto the floor, including all your spit and stuff when you brush your teeth. So you sort of had to stand with your feet wide so you didn't get hit with
shrapnel.
Shrapnel, yeah.
We lived in Todos Santos for a month in Mexico, and it wasn't our worst place. In fact, it was quite nice. It had a pool, and there was friends there. Yeah. But when we first arrived, it had been vacant for a little while, and we opened every drawer and everything, and there was cockroaches all over the place. There were spiders in our rooms, like big, what do they call them? Huntsman spiders, you know, that are not poisonous, but...
I had more huntsmans in my room towards the end.
Yeah, because they got into your underwear and stuff.
Oh, yeah, there was like one crawling around my socks.
The place was beautiful. It grew on us for sure. It was not a terrible stay, but man, the bugs in there.
Yeah.
But fortunately, for all the other places we stayed in, like basic, you know, homestays and we really didn't do too bad for bugs and rodents and things, so we did okay.
And then the third one, which was Casablanca, it was not that bad. It was like your average hotel, except Mom and Dad had to change rooms twice, because one smelled like sewer, the other one, the toilet didn't work, and like they didn't have linens in the bed, and when we asked for them, it took them like 5 hours to bring us linens. It was not very good. It was advertised like really well.
Yeah, it was advertised.
But then it was like kind of a letdown.
It hadn't been upkept for a couple of years.
No. They said there was a pool, but there was not.
There was a pool. You swam in it.
Pool, but it was the size of the hut. It was like the size of the hut.
Oh, yes. Next question.
Okay, so here's Claire's loot. Stuff sacks, packing cubes right from the beginning.
Yeah, we've had our stuff sacks and packing cubes probably longer than anything else.
And a few things have been picked up along the way. Easter treats, some fun things from...
Well, that's my crochet bag.
Ah, okay. Crochet bag. And where did you get that backpack?
In London.
So how many pairs of bottoms and tops do you still carry around with you?
I still have, I don't know if you count like pajama bottoms, and a lot of stuff is in the laundry. So I have 2 pairs of shorts, which I haven't worn in like months, that I got in London. And then 2 pairs of pants that I also got in London. I pretty much got everything in London. But I think the thing that I've had for the longest are these tights. I've had them since Invermere. And they still fit. And then...
And your San Diego shirt?
Yeah, that I've had probably second longest.
Since San Diego?
I hadn't worn it a lot until we left for this part of the trip. But then it was one of my main t-shirts.
And then you got some pretty good finds at the secondhand market here in South Korea.
Yeah, here, well, what you can see here is the only thing I got in the market was the leather jacket. But other than that, I got a lot of things from charity shops in London, and a lot of it's hand-me-downs. Most of it is just London.
What you're wearing right now.
What I'm wearing right now. I bought this in London, and I got these in Taiwan? Yeah, Taiwan.
Awesome. So how about the most memorable meal?
Ooh. We had a lot of memorable meals.
The one where we made the giant thing of couscous and then.
So in Morocco, we did a cooking class where we made tagines and couscous. And big bowl of couscous was about this big, maybe. It had like fried vegetables on it, and it was like really good. But it could probably like feed a family of 5, maybe 6, and still have room. Like leftovers.
And then they gave us a whole bunch of side dishes.
Side dishes, and then we had our tagines.
That was
and then
so good.
It was just way too much food, and we were just like.
But it was delicious.
It was delicious.
We felt so guilty about all the food waste.
Yeah.
I think the meal they kept on giving was the fava bean soup in Fez.
Ah.
So we wandered around the market in Fez in Morocco, and we ill-advised bought some street food that we really should have known not to. There's this big vat of fava bean soup that this big guy was stirring with this massive stick. It was like a witch's brew kind of cauldron. And who knows how long, maybe he just adds more every day. I don't think he cleans it out.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it anymore. But anyway, we were all sick with gastro things for at least a week, if not 2, after that.
Mm-hmm.
We think it was probably that it set it off anyway.
And it even wasn't that good.
And
it was fine.
They gave us these big like balls, or not balls, like big bread thingies, and they didn't give us a plate. They literally just plunked these giant pieces of bread down on the plastic table.
Plastic table.
Very
God
dirty.
knows where it's been
it didn't even taste very good.
Claire, I think a good memorable meal is our first Kura sushi. Can you tell us about that?
Oh. Kura
Is it
Sushi
cool?
is a Japanese chain. I think they have maybe 4 shops all over Japan. So they're famous for their conveyor belts revolving sushi, and it was really good. So every plate was like
$1.50 maybe.
and you got 2, maybe 4 pieces of sushi. And they just come around and you grab it if you want it. But there's a conveyor belt on top as well. And if you want something specific, that comes around for you straight from the kitchen just for you. And stops at your table. You can just.
I think some of the best meals we had were when we got to revisit foods that we loved way after the fact. And usually in weird places.
Like Mexican food in Cambodia.
So you're in Cambodia, you're so sick of Cambodian food we've been eating for weeks, and you're like, oh my god, delicious tacos! Or Greek.
And it's just
we had Greek in
the best Greek food
in Phnom
ever
Penh?
in Cambodia.
In Cambodia, we're in Phnom Penh, went to this Greek restaurant.
It was so good.
It was owned by a Greek guy.
What else? We had French. We had French in Cambodia. It was good. We had French in Angkor Wat.
We had really good Thai.
French, Italian.
We had some really good Thai Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
In Indian food
in Koh Samui.
Oh, yeah, Thailand.
The Nepali food in Japan was really good. They had really good Indian food in
That was good.
In Tamkok, there was that really good Indian restaurant.
We had Japanese food in Cambodia.
What was maybe the biggest letdown?
Ooh.
Something you expected.
That
more
hotel in
of,
Casablanca is up there.
No, but letdown is you had high expectations for it, right? The hotel in Casablanca, we didn't have high expectations.
Yeah, we did. We were like, okay, this is going to be a nice luxury hotel. We're going to go there and we're just going to be able to relax for a few days because we've been traveling nonstop for a couple weeks.
Oh, and it also said it had laundry services, but it didn't.
Yes.
It did not.
And then we ended up paying $50 for a guy to wash our laundry.
Oh, and you had to pay per sock. And it was really funny because I had a shirt, and they mixed up my shirt with someone else's shirt. They were the same color, but they were the same color. Simon had something on the front, and then the other.
Well, that's right. We got our laundry back, and it was you had someone else's shirt.
I had someone
else's
else's shirt. No, it was a different. It was my all blue shirt.
Yeah.
He had a light blue shirt with Nike logo or something on it, and Hurley logo, and then he got back just a plain blue shirt.
What if they ruined it and then replaced it quickly with something else?
No, I think they just mixed it up.
Anything else that was a big letdown? Events, maybe? Or activities we went to, like museum or...
Oh, well, we went out to Victoria Peak in Hong Kong.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was a huge letdown.
That was
That's-
the biggest. Well, so Victoria Peak is like super famous for having the best view of Hong Kong Harbor Bay or whatever it's called. And if you look at like pictures online, it's like it's gorgeous. You see the blue water and all the skyscrapers. And we spent like 40 minutes and like a lot of money taking the tram all the way up the hill to Victoria Peak, and then we climbed all the way up the building to see from as high as we can go, and then we go out and all you can see is white,
Like pure white. We were like
You couldn't
in
see
right
10
in
feet
front
in
of
front
you.
of you,
It's
yeah.
like,
Not
yeah,
see 10 feet
it's
in
like
front
a
of you.
wall of white. We actually took a photo of it because
Mm.
a selfie, just like a white background.
we took a video. It was really sarcastic. We were like, "Look at the wonderful view from Victoria Peak, Hong Kong."
But were there any other things that we went out to do a thing? I'm thinking like whale watching in Newfoundland. Or
Yeah.
where you went out for a whole thing and then you didn't get to see the thing or do the thing you hoped to do?
When we went fishing for your birthday, like we literally rented a boat. We had a guide, everything. We were out there for all day,
Not a
and
nibble.
we did not catch a single thing. And we were all like so
So,
boat sick. It was just not a fun.
Well, we
day.
saw a whale.
So we all.
And
I guess you're right,
we
yeah.
saw a whale, and Dad caught
Smell.
a big wild salmon.
Yeah, that's true.
Simon.
That's a long time ago, it seems
That's
like.
a really long time ago. That was your 40th birthday.
Well, I was just thinking about the opposite of the letdown was when we went to swim with sea lions, and on the ride back, we had a big, huge pod of
Dolphin.
big dolphins. That was,
That was
pretty.
pretty much the best case scenario.
That was like the opposite, where you
While
got
we're-
way more out of the trip than you were expecting.
While we're on the topic of opposite letdowns, the house that we had in Phuket, we were thinking we were gonna get like a small house that would just barely fit us and our friends, but then the lady who ran it overbooked, and she was so apologetic. She was like, "Okay, I'm so sorry." So she gave us this humongous mansion for the same price. It came with a maid. It had we had extra beds, so much space for all of us and all our friends.
private pool.
Everyone could have their own private,
and still like have
pool.
two beds.
Lots of showers, lots of sitting space, lots of balconies. It was gorgeous and humongous, and
Mhm.
we were never expecting such an upgrade. It was definitely. There was a pool and a ping pong tables.
So this is a rundown of what survived the last year of travel. In some cases, this is longer than that. So cool shorts. I've had 2 pairs of these, and they traveled all 4 years with us, I think. Some shoes I bought in London, very lightweight, so they pack well. A hat I bought in London. I never wear hats. I think I've worn this 4 times. Bag of drugs, random drugs from random countries around the world. This is my kind of documents and photocopies of passports. Some house stuff, so some laundry strips and a drying line. A grocery shopping bag we bought in Spain for groceries, and it's been traveling along as a laundry bag since. Some rain stuff. A raincoat I bought in London before we left London. I think I've worn it once. A throwaway raincoat I bought in somewhere with Chinese letters, maybe
Thailand.
Thailand.
Well,
I think never wore it. It was kind of the backup. An umbrella we've had for like 20 years. I don't know, a long time. Used it twice maybe. Some extra cables. This we call this the koi wire. It's an inside joke, but it's an HDMI cable to project our laptops to the TV for watching shows. Sunglasses, glasses, backup glasses. I haven't broken a pair of glasses in 4 years. That's an air tag for tracking my bag. We had a few t-shirts. This one I bought in Hanoi. This is one I bought 4 years ago. It's so ratty, but I won't throw it away. A fake Patagonia coat bought in
Vietnam.
Yeah, maybe Hanoi. My everything outdoor shirt, in most of my photos I'm wearing that. Bought that in London. Bought this windbreaker in Ottawa like 10 years ago. This is a used like thrift shop fine sweater in
Tokyo.
my laptop, headphones, towel, my carry-on size bag. Oh, and my bathing suit that I've had for about 10 years. I've got a pair of flip-flops that I bought in Thailand when the other ones exploded. And then I've got a pair of slip-on shoes that I bought in Miami,
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
yeah. And then probably
Frisbee.
Frisbee.
Floppy Frisbee it's been in my bag for a year.
One of the most useful purchases isn't in here, but it was the sink stopper, the universal.
Oh yeah, it looks
Sink
kind of like
stopper.
this. I don't know where it is in the sink, I guess. And it was just a sink stopper for all the dishes that we want to do in the kitchen, or sometimes laundry in the bathtub. And like nowhere in the world has sink stoppers. It seems like an obvious thing, but people don't stopper their sinks apparently. Oh, and this belt. This belt is probably the oldest thing. I bought this 2009, maybe?
Okay, so next one's a bit more internal. So the question is, what is something you've learned about yourself in the last 4 years? I didn't think I was someone who required a lot of information in order to feel comfortable and confident. Maybe you could call that, feeling like I'm in control of the situation. But a few times on this trip, I've kind of realized that I do, in fact, seek the comfort of having more information heading into a scenario. So I think I like to know more than I thought I did before stepping into something.
Yeah, same with me.
I think I associate good travel with the people that I meet and conversations I can have, whether that's with a taxi driver or a guide or whatever. And the places where we didn't have a lot of relationships, and I'm thinking specifically of Japan, where we just did our own thing and we were in Japan for a month, but we didn't meet any Japanese people almost, and that was like a total shame, because for me I take very few takeaways from Japan other than the sights we saw.
Well, I never thought I'd be able to use a squat pot without fail.
I think eat live octopus or
Eat squirming octopus.
I think if I had not gone traveling, I would have the problem of wanting to know who I was as a person. But now I feel like, hey, we're digging deep here.
Mhm.
Now I feel like since we've traveled so much that I kind of know exactly who I want to be.
You're the high.
I'm the
guy. Choose
I discovered that I like animals much more than I anticipated that I would. I've discovered that I have absorbed so much information and knowledge,
And still her brain is 50% song lyrics.
I thought that, well, before we've come traveling, like if you were to hand me a plate of crickets or octopus tentacles, I would say like, no thanks, shove it away. But now that we've traveled quite a bit, I think my sense of taste has grown quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like now if you were to hand me a plate of crickets, I would say, ooh, yummy.
So never again will you want mac and cheese.
I will still want mac and cheese, but like mac and cheese.
So mac and cheese with couscous.
Couscous and kimchi. That would like to look over all this.
Here's Simon's collection of things that are still with us. A few stuff is new. Some of it's really, really old.
Mm-hmm.
All right, would you say, what's your oldest T-shirt in your pile here?
My oldest T-shirt. Okay, probably my Ninja Vibes T-shirt.
Do you remember where you got that?
No, but all I remember was that I've had it since the first year of traveling and earlier. So probably I think I was wearing it the second day we started traveling. So this has been here for a long, long, long time. So my next probably, well, that one and this Minecraft T-shirt. It's very old. It actually got a hole, so we had to stitch it up there. I think I've had this maybe the US.
Cool. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think maybe 6 T-shirts, 3 pairs of shorts. Simon likes shorts more than he does pants. We have 2 pairs of pants, lots of socks, still kicking, although they have holes in them. And we still have a bathing suit. Got our owls, because, they're important.
They're like
The most
me old. They're literally me
They're as
old.
old as you. Simon had one hoodie that he picked up in Japan for the cooler weather, and a fleece shirt.
That I've
and
had since London, probably.
This isn't all of the toys by any means. There's Legos and some other games and card games and stuff, just not quite organized yet, but
And then recently I got these 2 Pokemon
some
keychains.
Pokemon stuff. So this is what survived.
Yeah.
Most memorable taxi ride.
Ooh, this is good.
Oh, yes. So driving down from the Pokhara Mountain, it was quite a long drive, so we had to be stuck with this guy for a long time.
Oh, come on,
So
he was nice.
we had to get up really early in the morning. We were going down the mountain, and our taxi driver would not stop talking about like, oh, I get up really early, 4 in the morning. Okay, 5 in the morning. Okay, it's all okay. Middle of the night.
No
Also,
one
okay. No other taxi driver. No, only me. I get up at 4 in the morning. It's okay. It's okay. You call me. I say yeah. I go for 4 in the morning, and I pick you up. I bring you where you want to go. And the other taxi driver, they don't do that.
Raving about his business.
There was one taxi driver, I forget where, but what he did was he kept telling the same story over and over and over.
Really?
He was like, I did this. Then he told a different story. But then he went back to that first story again. He kept telling the same story over
I
and
don't know, that
over.
guy was in that car.
Oh,
Luxor. So we took the little boat across the river from the east to back to the west side of west bank of Luxor after having visited the Valley of the King
Karnak Temple.
Karnak Temple, and we got off the boat, and of course, we're the only foreigners there, so we get swamped by a bunch of people. Oh, I'll be your taxi, I'll be your
Because
taxi.
he was on the boat with us.
Yeah, that's right. He was on the boat. He rode it back, and he's like, "Oh, I know a guy," and so that guy did not have a taxi. That guy knows a guy who knows a guy who has a taxi. So he took us. He's like, "God, follow us," and he comes over here and he talks to a guy, and then he talks to a guy, and then all those three guys, one of which was the driver, get in the front seat of this 1968 Peugeot puke green station wagon.
puke green.
With
And-
all the seats ripped out and the windows
Totally
are stuck
told-
up.
It was burning.
It was 45 degrees in the
So,
car, and we
yeah.
would pile in the back. We were literally dripping wet. It was not far. It was only a kilometer and a half.
They walked us
But
by all these super nice and slick tour vans
Yeah.
and air conditioned buses and stuff, and bring us to this dinky old.
Mhm.
Well, actually,
It was
as a fact, it was hotter in the car than it was outside.
Mhm.
But after we got out of the car, me and Molly were sitting in the back next to each other. It was burning.
Yeah.
So, as soon as we got out, it was 40-degree heat, and we were just running it feels
The
nice.
air was also really thick, so I thought I was gonna pass out. I was actually like, I'm gonna heat stroke, because it was so hot.
May not qualify as a taxi ride, but that very, very little ferry that we had to take in northern
Oh,
Guatemala.
that was awesome.
The boat looked like it was, it would sink if we drove on it. The boat was almost the same size as Chuck, but we had to very carefully drive in and then very carefully back off of it. And it took us just from one side of a river to the other where the road continued.
Yeah.
So that was a
It was
memorable.
pretty sketch. And there's this 6-year-old running around collecting
Yeah, so the
fares
kid was-
for his dad or
He
whatever.
was putting the chocks under the wheels to make sure our truck didn't roll into the river.
Super sketch. It was like a canoe for your truck.
That was.
Yeah.
And then
That
there was that guy that Dad had the animated Google Translate conversation with.
Oh yeah, in
Oh.
Taipei or Taiwan,
Taichung.
Taichung.
Hi, Chung, yeah.
And made it.
Yeah, we just went back and forth 40 times with Google Translate.
The one we got 3 times accidentally.
Oh.
So he must have just parked around the corner because whenever we
yeah.
called an Uber, it was the same
In
guy he
Angkor
pulled up.
Wat, wasn't it?
No,
It was Siem Reap.
Siem Reap, yeah.
Taichung.
Siem Reap.
Yeah, in Siem Reap, where is the same
the
tuk
where
tuk
I
guy.
made
The rickshaw guy.
Yeah, and then we had the same guy 3 times, and there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah, there's 1,000 of them.
He
And
was
we just
ju-
called him and we're like,
it's just
2
his
minutes away.
territory. Yeah,
And
we
he
just
comes by like, hey, and it's the first time. And then the next time at about the same time the next day, because we were going out for dinner again, we're like, doo-doo-doo. And it was 2 minutes, and it was true. We're like,
We
hey,
didn't
what's that?
even-
And the third time,
we weren't
it was
even.
about the same time. We're going out for dinner. Bloop, 2 minutes. Hey.
We weren't calling him personally or anything. We literally were just using Uber.
Yeah.
Biggest wow moments.
Wow, things that you went I can't believe we're here right now.
Something that
Wow.
happened where you remember going, oh wow.
For me, the pyramids were like that. When we were standing at the base of the pyramid. I've seen the pyramids so many times in books and stories and TV. But being at the pyramids and then going into the pyramids, it was just I don't know. There's very few things that could that could do that for me. Just wow, I'm actually here. And I would say one more about pyramids is in Tikal in northern Guatemala when we went, and it was the Yavin 4 base from Star Wars,
That
and
was
you're
awesome.
oh my god, it's on the Star Wars planet.
You guys are nerds.
Totally.
No,
It
we're not.
was cool because I remember watching that movie when I was a kid, and then it's hey, this is the place. It felt
That
pretty
was
cool.
that was
Yawn.
really really awesome.
Maybe on the Baja Peninsula when those cacti were the size of a house.
Oh,
Oh
Gee,
yeah.
They were actually
That one
Simon,
is
legit
Simon.
the size of the house.
that one was
Legit
like,
suspect.
whoa, that one was tall. like a 2-story building.
No, not just one, like literally all of them.
For me, it was we arrived in Pokhara, and it was cloudy, so you couldn't see the
Oh yeah, it was
the
drenched in
snow-peaked
rain.
caps of the Himalayas. So you didn't really know where they were or how tall they were. So when it finally cleared and they peeked out of the clouds, that was like, oh my gosh, because they were so tall in the skyline and yet still very far away. So that just gave a scale of like how massive these
These weren't
mountains
even
are.
the big ones.
Mhm.
So I was in awe of that.
Maybe-
Actually, during breakfast, pretty much all the time we had breakfast there.
Where?
You could, in Pokhara,
Oh yeah.
you could see the Himalayas clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a wow.
Mhm.
Like, wow. It was really beautiful.
In the Sahara was another one of these moments. It just feels like on these
It's a
dunes.
rainstorm.
Swimming in the Sahara.
When
Like
you,
Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
I thought
For
Horseshoe
me,
Horseshoe
yeah.
Canyon was
Oh,
more
Horseshoe was so
impressive. I
pretty.
thought. It was really
Like the photos you took there, like
And then,
literally
like,
looks like a
Of
screen.
course, the Yellowstone, and
Yeah, the Old Faithful. Like,
I think
And then-
just skiing in Panorama. I've got such great memories of just the blue skies, and we're all having fun in the snow. And there's some really moments that is hard to forget.
hotel complex that was right under the big rock wall.
Oh, in Vietnam,
Oh,
Tamcock.
Tamcock,
We had really good Indian food in Tamcock.
we did. But yeah, that was a really cool hotel right in the base of the valley
Mhm.
where the Tamcock.
I mean, despite the fact that I fell off into a rice paddy off my bicycle.
Yes.
I have a good hotel. The hotel it had a kind of rock wall on the side. You could climb it. There was
Kyoto.
yeah, Kyoto, right.
Oh, and
That was awesome. And they also had a projector on the ceiling that you could play kind of like games on the floor.
So the last question doesn't really have to do with our travel so much as our future. What's the first thing you think you want to do or see when you get home?
Timbits.
I want to see some Timbits, and I want to do Timbits. What I want to see and do is Fritz-Goes.
Oh, yuck, those things are nasty.
Especially probably the one that we put up in the Arctic. That one's probably nasty. I want Aunt Mandy stuffing.
Yeah,
And
I bet
Mandy
that's gonna
cheesy
happen.
well, that's not enough for a while.
Mac and cheese.
Or eat those Costco sausages.
Oh, and
Costco-
Grandma's
Costco breakfast
lasagna.
stuff.
Grandma's lasagna.
We're just like food.
It's all food.
They haven't had Tim Hortons since Dubai, and in Dubai that was like, it wasn't good table
No, we had
service.
Tim Hortons in Bangor Pop.
No,
You had Tim Hortons at Bangkok.
Well, we brought you some Timbits.
They weren't the good Timbits. They were literally, they had like the
They weren't the
two
Canadian
most
Timbits.
basic flavors ever. Oh wait, remember when Tim Hortons did the Tim Beams thing?
Oh, I want to see
So
some
Justin
beeps. Oh, I want to see snow.
Oh yeah, snow.
No.
But they were calling for snow today, so there's probably going to be snow.
Maybe. Maybe, just maybe. Fingers crossed.
I guess I'll start with my bottoms. So I have one pair of shorts left. This is a pair of pants that I just purchased, recognizing that we're heading into colder weather in Canada. So I got these at a mall just in South Korea. My Patagonia, they're basically a rock climbing pant. So they're super stretchy, super light, easy, dry, and they've been incredible. I've worn those hot weather, cold weather. And you'll see them in pretty much every picture or video that we've taken. And then these pants are the brand Cool, and they're a more rugged outdoor pant. And I've had these now since we were in the Canadian Rocky Mountain area. So these pants have been with me, I guess, 2.5 years of traveling. Very versatile, great pair of pants. I still have one exercise outfit. Sad to say that very rarely got worn. I did wear my tank top a lot in hot climate, shorts in and out. But yeah, unfortunately the exercise didn't happen. For t-shirts, we're down to 3 t-shirts, 1 tank top. And that's partly because some of my warmer weather stuff did get sent home since we're kind of in spring weather now. My Patagonia shirt's been with me since London, as has this one here. This shirt here was bought in British Columbia. Also a great outdoor shirt. It served me well. My Lole, it's just an overlayer. I've had that for 10 years. It's pretty ratty now. I didn't wear it all that often, but it was a nice option to have just to throw over my arms if it was cooler out. Zara's shirt was a charity shop purchase in London, and this sweater I just got in Tokyo because it was chilly. I needed something a little bit warmer. And that's really it. Those are the clothes. I have a pair of pajamas that have been with me for 3 years. Probably the thing that's lasted the longest is my underwear. I have smart wool underwear. I've had it now for 4 years. Still have a quick dry packable towel and one bathing suit left. I have one scarf just for a little bit of color, but also extra warmth if I need it. My raincoat, it's at least 10 years old as well. It's showing its age. It's probably going to have to find a new home soon. And this Patagonia fleece I got in Japan at a steal of a deal at a used clothing store, so I'm pretty happy with that. So I have 2 journals. One's a personal journal, one's a travel journal. Both of those have been with me from the start. My Gooder sunglasses, great little sunglasses, cheap and non-destructible. Kindle came from London. I've used it quite a bit, read lots of books. And my flip-flops. We've lived pretty much in flip-flops for the last, 7-ish months. These flip-flops I bought back in 2005. They're over 20 years old. Good old faithful Mech brand flip-flops. And those are my longest standing travel item. And this has been my faithful companion here, the Cotopaxi. It's a 42 liter, but still met the carry-on standards. I have all sorts of little pockets in there. It's got some great volume space, and it's pretty bright. You can't miss it. It's been great. Also want to mention my Patagonia sort of day pack purse. It's the only thing I really carried around day to day. It had a nice little pouch here that could fit money in my cell phone, and it's about 8 liters, so I could fit more or less some water for the day, maybe a couple snacks, sunglasses, the essentials. We had a couple of these. This is maybe the only one that is still with us, but it's a 1 liter platypus refillable water bottle. And then my sun hat, my faithful sun hat. Got this in London. Not a big fan of hats in general. I don't find that they're easy to fit on my head, but this one has done really well.
Everybody name one person who they most appreciated, like people we met, guides, friends, people you would not have met if it wasn't for traveling.
I'm like saying Russia. Well, Russia was our guide for Cairo. She was a really, really good guide. Well, she brought a laser pointer and she gave it to me, and she brought the charger. Like, the only person that's really coming to mind right now is Henry Humishkakau. Knowledgeable and funny, and just we learned a lot from.
Yeah.
Henry wasn't it Henry Mart when we went to pick
Juan Smart.
Right.
Juan was the dad, Henry was the son.
Oh, and then both of them. Can I say both of them? Because they were kind of equally.
Oh, Deb, yeah.
Deb!
She might be watching this.
Well, we love you,
Just
Deb!
like our stand-in grandma in BC.
Deb, we'll see you
She
soon.
gave us the confidence.
Don't call her a grandma.
No, but she gave us the confidence to go down the hill and try hard things, and then made sure to take care of you guys.
All the people we spent significant time with, Marlon, for example, people who spoke enough English that we could have a real conversation with, and that I could actually ask about what their lives are like, and build a bit of a connection. That was always more fun than just the guide that we spent the day with. But there's quite a few people like that. The other group of people I would say is other families that we've met along the way. So everybody from Bob and Abby in our first months of travel that we've kind of kept in touch with and reconnected with.
To the hunters.
And the Hunters, the Where's the World crew, right?
Shout out.
Shout out. Hashtag Where's the World. But they've just become good friends. We've connected with them several times since in London, 3 times, and lots of times.
Hearts.
The Hearts a couple times in Guatemala. So I think it's fun. It has been fun to meet other like-minded families and be able to connect with them a couple of times. The other Melanie and Eric.
McDougal's!
The Shepherds. which we knew before leaving, but you know, there are peeps came to visit us in two places. I think those other families are near and dear because they shared some piece of this with us.
Go Watkins, go!
Go Watkins. Go. Mel, do you have anything? Mel?
What about you?
Yeah, for me it would be Jana Lee. So
Shout out to
the Lee family we met in London. They were living close to us, and so we spent a fair amount of time with them. And yeah, so for me anyway, having a friendship with Jana, being able to kind of share the ups and downs of homeschooling. And
All right, I'll throw one more question in. If you had to go live somewhere for a year, you can't say London because they're already in London, but you have to go live somewhere for a year. You have to go somewhere, and it can't be Canada. Where do we have unfinished business? Like a place you would go back to and gladly dive back into living there for a year and soak up the culture and soak up all the things you want. Like
I liked Nepal. Nepal was really, really nice. Maybe.
I think I'm pretty through with places like, I don't know, Thailand and Vietnam. Like, I think I've seen what I need in those places. Maybe like Scandinavia or like Italy, maybe.
Yeah, like some sort of European country. Switzerland.
Oh yeah, Switzerland. We did not do nearly
Germany.
enough of Switzerland.
No, we need more Switzerland.
yeah, of places we've been, I would spend more time in Taiwan or even here in South Korea. If we're talking about places we haven't been or haven't spent much time in, it would be, like kids said, parts of Europe we haven't had time to see. Switzerland, the Alps.
I think Europe is an obvious one because but we have spent a lot of time in Europe.
Mexico?
Yeah, gosh, Mexico. I think I like Guatemala more than Mexico, so I'd say Guatemala.
I would say, Guatemala or Costa Rica.
Yeah, so welcome to my timeline of sorts. So over here is my oldest possession. Cal was given to me when I was first born, and so I put him at the very beginning. These two are hand-me-downs from Claire, which have been hand-me-downs from cousins and cousins. This was a hand-me-down from Claire. She got this in Ottawa. This I got in Miami. This one I got in Costa Rica. And then this pencil case was mine in Panama. And then we move over here, which is the things I picked up before we left for this leg of the trip, so in London. So these two are Decathlon finds. This one was a hand-me-down I found at Spiritus. And then these jeans shorts, I've been living out of them basically every day. If you look at a picture of me in my early travels, then you'll see me wearing these, but they were super, super bright, and now they are so incredibly worn out. This is the family sketchbook, but then I kind of made it my sketchbook because I needed a sketchbook and we were about to leave, and we didn't want to buy a new one, and that would have just been left. So here are the finds I have picked up while we were on this leg of the trip, and I've really, really, really liked. So we picked this coat up. It's a knockoff, the North Face one, and it's held up really well, and it still provides warmth. This is a Morocco souvenir. This trench coat I absolutely adore. We found this at a second-hand shop in the second-hand clothing street in Korea. And then this sweater we got at an H&M. It's held up really well. And then this I got at a Gachapon machine. And then this pencil case was an Easter find. Easter Bunny got all three kids a cute little animal pencil case. So I got Chuckles. And then this is a souvenir I made at the Realistic Food Shop. And then my own notebook I made. This is from London, but I picked up this along the way. It's a canvas pad. And then Barry was from the Osaka Aquarium in Japan. This is a souvenir. I have my paints in here.
You have a lot of souvenir like cases and bags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's this one and there's this one and there's this one and there's those ones.
And then of course there's flowers.
Okay, and if there was a place that I said, you just won a free 1 month trip to some place we've already been, that you would say, no thank you. a place that you're just like, you know what, if I never go back there again, I'm okay. Like I've seen everything I need to see about this place.
Like Egypt, like Cairo.
Cairo?
Like I think
Okay.
I've seen what I want to see in Cairo. Or Luxor. Yeah, Luxor. Yeah, I'm done with Luxor.
I was about to say Egypt too, but
I wouldn't say no thank you to any trip, but
I mean, Hong Kong,
yeah, Hong Kong.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
it's... I could
We
to spend a
got
month in Hong Kong, I don't know.
We spent most of our time just in Kowloon, though. I think that we didn't give it a very fair shake.
Yeah.
We didn't take transit anywhere outside of our little walking space.
Egypt, I feel like I've seen Singapore.
Yeah.
Egypt, yeah. I like Singapore.
Yeah,
It's
how about
nice.
Georgetown, Malaysia. You know, it was
I'd
okay.
go back. Like, it'd be fun, but it's not like I detested it or anything.
And we're in Europe that we would, or you're not interested in going back?
Paris, honestly, I'm not that
Paris.
interested.
It's on your
Well,
don't
yeah.
go back list?
No, it's not. But like, we already went twice, and I think
Paris.
I'm kind of like
Paris.
kind of done with it.
Carcassonne?
No, I'd go back
No,
to Carcassonne.
I
No,
go back
It's not in the summer.
Not in the summer.
Carcassonne was cool.
I loved Carcassonne.
Best thing you bought, like thing that you're so happy that you bought, is it's either super unique or you know that you'll still have this thing, clothing or object or souvenir, for a long time and you'll cherish it.
The best money you ever spent, and then how much it costed.
Molly's, of
Sure.
course, is
And now,
flat.
Molly-
That's $3 flat meal.
$3,
It was
$6 in.
Annoying.
Okay.
Best dollars Molly ever spent. Maybe my Thai umbrella. It was only $10.
Oh, the little from the Umbrella Center, yeah.
Maybe my 3x3 I bought in Koh Samui. I've been using it ever since. It's really good. Actually able to solve it in 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Probably my best purchase was my wellness retreat. It's not a cheap purchase. It's not something I can hold, but did some really cool stuff and met some nice people.
For me, I think, my Drew shirt. My Drew shirt. Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Annoying
going
you?
to cherish. It's going to fall apart in 3 more washes probably. So I don't know if I'm going to cherish it forever, but it was
You
definitely.
will cherish it forever.
I'll frame it.
I'll make you a quilt with like the scraps of it.
You know, maybe something stupid like the koi wire, which I bought.
The koi wire!
I bought the koi wire, our HDMI cable, on the 4th floor of the mall in Bangkok.
It's literally so ridiculous that we name our HDMI cables.
Yeah.
I think Mum usually buys the experiences.
Mhm.
I usually buy like the traditional pretty things.
Mhm.
Molly usually buys the cute things. And Simon just buys things you could buy anywhere but in that country.
I'm looking forward to seeing our black pottery from Nicaragua again.
Oh
Yeah!
I have a mortar and pestle I can't wait to use.
So there's a few things like that are shipped home. You know, we bought a rug in Morocco, in
that's so
Ben
pretty.
Hadid, and I'm looking forward to putting that on the floor and like seeing it finally. You know, it's been in storage now, or it's been at Grandma's house. So we have a lot of things we bought. Maybe we even forgot that we bought as souvenirs. And
I'm
we'd be like,
sure that there
There'll be lots of things that we
I forgot about this. This is the best thing in the world.
okay.
It's like
So is that it? That's the end of our interview. In 24 hours, we'll be in Canada, and that'll be the end of adventurism travels for
now.
an undefined amount of time.
For
Maybe
now.
we'll be back in a year and a half.
When you say it like that, it makes me sad.
In a year and a half, we have to move from that house. So whether we settle in Fernie for good, or whether we decide to go to Australia for a year, I don't know. But
Aussies, mate.
Aussies, mate.
Yeah, we got hang out with some Aussies.
Got more, mate. You got.
Eat some kangaroo steaks.
Okay, bye bye.